Hello and welcome to Peak Performance Selling, the only sales clinic in the Middle East. I'm Dr. Anand Menon, your host and sales doctor on this channel. Now, as you go through this channel, if you like some of the videos that you see here, I would encourage you to hit the like button and share it with your friends on your social media platforms. You see, I'm a firm believer that those who know have the moral responsibility to share with those who don't. So let's become ambassadors of knowledge and share what we learn with our friends. And I want to thank you in advance for doing that. On this video, I want to talk about the one principle. That's right, the one principle. Some people refer to it as the principle of one. Now, what is the one principle? The one principle simply states that in any area of activity or in any dimension or in any group of skills, there will be one standout factor that will define everything that you do with the rest of the skills that come in that group. That's the one principle. The one defining factor. It's typically the differentiator between success and average. So I want to talk about the one principle in selling today. So the one principle is as simple as A, B, and C. So let's look at what the one principle is in the context of A, B, and C. So A stands for attitude. So if I had to ask you a question, what is attitude? How would you define attitude? The best definition that I heard was given by a gentleman called Bob Proctor. And he said attitude simply is approach. Attitude is a summary. It's a collection of how you think, how you feel, and how you act. It's your approach towards another person. It's your approach towards a job. It's your approach towards a task. It's your approach towards a market, towards a company, towards a client. So your attitude is the single defining attribute when it comes to the group of skills. So what is attitude? Attitude is a mindset. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of feeling about any situation or person, and it's a way of behaving. You see, everything is created twice. Everything on this planet is created twice. Once in here, and second out here. The results that you have in your life were first created in here, in your thinking. The chair that you sit on was first created in someone's mind, and then it became a chair. When you decide, and you're hungry, you decide to make a sandwich, you first think about the sandwich, that I'll make a sandwich, then the sandwich turns up. Everything in life, whether good or otherwise, is created twice in your mind. Your failures too are created twice, first in your mind. Where does the sales guy actually lose his battle every day? Not in the office, not on the phone, not with the client. He loses it when he wakes up in bed. It's when you wake up in the morning and you put your head back onto your pillow and say, another day, another difficult time at work. That's where you lose the day. Not at work and not on the phone. It is lost when you wake up in your mind. So you need to be careful that you have the right kind of attitude. Brian Tracy said this: if you wish to achieve anything worthwhile in your personal or professional life, you must first become a worthwhile person in your own sight. Think about that. You must first become a worthwhile person in your own life, in your own sight. He also said that your attitude towards yourself and everything that you do is the single defining attribute for success. Your attitude towards yourself and everything that you do is the single defining attribute for success. Which brings me to another question. I ask a lot of questions, by the way. Yeah. So here's my question. What is your attitude towards yourself? Think about that. What is your attitude towards yourself? Now, if you're not sure how to answer that question, let me help you with that. Your attitude towards yourself is seen all around you. Take a look at your desk. How clean, how messy, how organized or disorganized you are. Take a look at the car that you drive in. When you go home, open your wardrobes and take a look at how the things are arranged in your wardrobe. You will get the definite answer about your attitude towards yourself. If everything that you see around you is messy, then that is your attitude towards yourself. You are not organized enough towards yourself to be organized in anything towards the others. Now, yeah, I know there are people who love to be disorganized, they're creative thinkers, etc., but attitude towards oneself must be an organized, controlled, and structured one. So, the one principle is attitude. In fact, Victor Antonio is the one who said it, and he's a great person to watch on YouTube, by the way. Victor said this: upgrade your attitude or downgrade your expectations. I'll say that again because I really love that definition. Upgrade your attitude or downgrade your expectations. You see, you can't walk into your office as a sales guy feeling a 2 out of 10 in your mind and expecting results that are an 8 or a 9 out of 10. It's not going to happen. Everything is created twice. If you walk into the office with a 2 out of 10 in your mind, your result has to be a 2 out of 10. With some luck, you'll get to 3, but that's not what you want. So, what's your thinking and what's your attitude? The one principle. The second one principle, I said it's as simple as A, B, and C. The second is called burn. Now, this is my definition. I call it burn. What's your juice? What's your fuel? What's your passion? You could have a fancy car. A Lamborghini is a beautiful car. But the car, with all its perfectly working parts, is useless without fuel that's going to burn through those engines. The burn is what causes the car to do what it is meant to do. A fighter jet is powerless on the ground unless it has its burn. So what's your fuel? What's your passion? What's your reason for what you do? I often ask salespeople this in all my training programs. Why do you do what you do? Why do you sell what you do? And I know they don't have a reason for it. They don't even know why they're selling what they're selling in the first place. And you probably got the answer immediately, which I hear all the time: to make money. This is the answer I get all the time. Why are you in sales? To make money. Money is a result of what you do, but why are you selling what you are selling now? I want you to challenge yourself right now. I'm challenging you right now. Why do you sell what you sell? If the answer is to make money, you can make money selling boats. You can make money selling insurance. You can make money selling education. Why are you selling what you sell now? You see, you got to understand one thing. Skill and training and technique we can give you, but heart we cannot. Heart comes from the reason, the passion, the burn that is going to drive you. And you see, when you make 50 phone calls a day and people are not interested in meeting you, what's going to wake you up in the morning? It's not skill, but heart will wake you up. But heart, I can't give you. So what's your burn? So I want you to think about that. The one principle, the one driving reason behind why you do what you do. You know, it never fails to amaze me. One of the questions I ask in recruitment, and those of you out there watching this video, if you are into recruiting salespeople, try this question. I will guarantee you will know what's sitting in front of you. I always ask this question to someone. When they come to sit in front of me, I simply ask them, why do they want to sell this product? And if the answer is not a straight, strong answer, they're thinking and creating one at that moment. You don't need that person in your team. There's no burn in this person. Try another one. Because if person has the burn, they will know the answer to this. When they sit in front of you, don't ask them about their previous job. Don't ask them what they sold before. Don't ask them to demonstrate that to you. Ask them to sell you your product. That's right. Now, I know salespeople watching this video are not going to like this at this point, because we come for interviews as salespeople making excuses. We have taken 5 minutes before the interview, or probably late last night, to just quickly browse through the website to have some sort of understanding. But we've never really understood the personality of that brand or why they even offer that product. So we don't even know why we want to be there selling it. So if you are really having the burn and the passion and the drive for what you do, you have already found out why you want to be part of this task force. Why you want to take this product to the market, what's going to drive you. So if you really want to find a quality salesperson, ask them to sell you your product. I'll tell you the answers already, but I need training for this. But I haven't been taught about the product. I don't understand your USPs. Websites were invented 25 years ago. Websites are used by marketing in companies as a sales tool. It is designed to sell and demonstrate enough of the product and talk about its USPs so that people sitting in other countries are willing to leave their information as a lead so someone from the company can contact them. So if a website can do that and generate the leads, how come you as a salesperson were not able to understand what this company was all about? Try this question when you're interviewing salespeople the next time. You will find they are burned. What you will end up finding out in most cases is people who have burnt out, people who are not burning. That's the one principle, the one reason, the passion, the heart versus the skill. Now the C, I said it's as simple as A, B, and C. The C stands for consistency. You see, any organization can only plan its business based on consistency of performance. You can plan even with flashes in the pan, but you would never be in control of the results because there is no consistency. Now, let me tell you why consistency is really important. Yes, you'll get the guys who will bring in suddenly 100 million dirhams and then they will completely dry up and disappear. But that's not how you plan your business. And that is something, if you're hoping someone is going to come bringing this one-time big deal, you're really riding on luck in this case, which means you're cutting your chances for success very thin. Why is consistency important? So let me put a couple of situations in front of you. Would you go to a restaurant where the chefs have no idea about what they are doing, and today they just throw some meats into a pan and a few vegetables and a few spices into it, and then you love the dish, it comes out fantastic. You go back the next time with family, you want that same dish, but the guy has no recipe. He has no standard ingredients, no standard portion sizes, and then he's going to just throw something together again, and it just doesn't work out the same. How much would you appreciate that meal? What's the chances that you and your friends will go back into that restaurant again? Why is it that companies, for example, KFC, why is it that companies closely guard their traditional recipes as secrets because of certain ingredients? Why is it that they take time to coach and train their people through a standard process for consistency? Why is it that someone who travels from one country to another and is not familiar with the foods there goes into a McDonald's or a KFC? Consistency. Because they know what they can get and they are not going to take risk with that. If you had to go to a doctor for medicines, how comfortable are you with the doctor prescribing medicines that are just randomly put together as chemical compounds and given to you? Would you take such medication? Would you go back to that company to buy their medicines? What about athletes? Would you back an athlete? Would you bet your money on an athlete who has no process, no training, no technique, and no consistency, who runs the race in one particular way today and decides to do it completely different the following day? Would you back such a person? In every walk of life, in every discipline of life, we look for consistency. Why then do we as salespeople walk in like cowboys and shoot from the hip? Where is your consistency? How do you plan to stay in control of your process and lead your clients from resistance to buy to the willingness to buy? So what's your sales process? What's your recipe for your own success? Now there's another reason why consistency is really important, and I cannot stress this enough. You see, we are all creatures of unconscious habit, subconscious pattern. The reason why you and I are good at everything that we do on a daily basis is because it's unconscious. Your behavior is consistent on a daily basis, just like mine, because it's driven on an unconscious level through repetition. That's right. Our behavior is built upon us through repetition. So that's the reason why you and I can do most of what we do every day without even having to think about it, and we are good at what we do. We can question the results of what we do, but we are good at what we do because we do it on an unconscious level. And the reason why you need consistency in your selling style is because when a client is in front of you, you want to engage your conscious mind with the client and the environment around you at that point. You don't want to be focusing on process and consistency. That must be unconscious. Because on an unconscious level, the process will meet with your sales personality, and the two of them will combine and come out even more stronger, powerful, and with more impact. That's the reason why consistency is key. But if you're going to be trying something new every time you meet a client, there is absolutely no way your natural strength, your natural personality can give its own edge to your process, and you are seriously hurting your chances for success. So the one principle, to summarize, simply states this: in every domain, in every discipline, or in every group of elements, there is going to be one single element that will stand out over and above every other element or skill in that group, and it will influence the impact of every other skill in that group. And what is the one principle? It's as simple as A, B, and C. What is your approach? What is your attitude towards yourself and everything that you do? What is your burn? What is the fuel or the passion that drives you? Why do you even do what you do? And third, consistency. How predictable are you? How sure are you on an unconscious level that you are bringing every strength that you naturally have into the engagement with your client, so you can give him 100% of your conscious mind to help him to make the best buying decision. This is Dr. Anand Menon on Peak Performance Selling. Good luck and happy selling.